Hi, Stephen Aitchison here with another 5-minute personal development quick tip for you. Now before I start, obviously the more astute of you will notice I've had a haircut since the last time I spoke to you, or since the other pictures you've seen on the web of me or other videos or whatever, and it's pretty short, in fact very short. What we over in Britain call number 4 and 5, so it's a 4 on the sides and back and a 5 on top. So it's a bit different from what I had before. So if you feel it's slagging me in the comments below, get out of your system, just go ahead and do it. It's fine, I'll understand, because I've had it from my family, I've had it from my workmates, I've had it from everybody. So just get out of your system before we start, okay? Right, okay, that's over. I'd like to start talking about today's topic. Today's topic is all about beliefs and how they are formed, where do they come from, and how do we change them. Now this is one of my favourite topics in psychology, and it's one of my favourite topics along with values and principles and changing your thought processes, because it's such a fundamental part of our personalities. And I wouldn't say it's often overlooked in psychology, but it's not a big field in psychology that's studied a lot. And I'd like to do more studying on it, and I have been reading up and studying it in a study at university as well. And I think it's deeply fascinating to learn about how beliefs are formed and how we are manipulated to believe certain things as we grow up. So that's today's topic, and we'll start off with where do beliefs come from? Beliefs are primarily formed from those around us and from the society we live in. Beliefs are formed primarily from those around us, from the society we live in, the culture we live in, from our friends, from our family, from our work colleagues, from our teachers, etc. So we get a lot of our beliefs when we're younger, and they're formed at a very early age. Some of the beliefs we start to question as we're older, and we change our beliefs along the way. But the beliefs we have at the moment, more or less, are kind of formed when we're younger. For example, we believe, or most of us believe, that it's good to be slim and it's healthy to be slim, mainly because the mass media has bombarded our brains with images of slimness, and we associate being slim with being beautiful as well. Obviously this is not truly the case, but because it's such a fundamental belief in our culture and our society, a lot of people believe that to be healthy you've got to be slim, to be beautiful you've got to be slim as well. So that's just an example, an extreme example of how the mass media can shape our beliefs as well. There's three different types of beliefs that we have. We've got the time-specific beliefs, we've got the group-specific beliefs, and our person-specific beliefs. And time-specific beliefs are kind of universal beliefs, if you like. For example, you know that the sun is going to rise up each morning. That's a universal belief, and it crosses all cultures, it crosses all boundaries. The sun is going to rise in the morning, and it's going to rise every morning, it's going to set at night, every single night, without fail. We fundamentally believe that's going to be the case. And another belief that we used to have could be that the sun used to revolve around the earth, which is a geocentric belief that we had in ancient times, or even as far back as a couple of hundred years ago, we believed that the sun revolved around the earth. Now, due to popular scientific knowledge, we know this is not the case. It's the earth that revolves around the sun. But at the time, that was a specific, or a time-specific belief, and a universal belief that everybody had. And again, to say that was different was not the case, was heresy, so to speak, until scientific knowledge kind of acknowledges that the earth actually revolves around the sun. Group-specific beliefs or cultural beliefs are basically when a group of people, such as a culture, believes in one type of religion, for example. One ethnic group might believe in one god, another ethnic group might believe in a different god, they have multi-gods, or they have a formless god. So that's an example of a group-specific belief. Now, these beliefs can change ever so slightly over time, but they're more or less fixed in time and space, and they've been passed down from generation to generation through scriptures like the Bible or the Quran or something like that. So it's a kind of fixed belief that can change ever so slightly over time, but that's an example of a group-specific belief or a cultural belief. The person-specific beliefs or individual beliefs is the most interesting to me, and this is the beliefs that we have formed in ourselves over time, through history, through knowledge that we've gained over time as well as we've grown up. And this is most interesting to me because our beliefs about ourselves and the world around us literally shape our reality. For example, your reality is totally different from my reality purely because our beliefs about certain things are different. They may not be a million miles apart, they may be quite close to each other, but essentially our beliefs are different about certain things. And we have thousands of different little beliefs. For example, a silly little belief like cabbage tastes disgusting. That's one of my beliefs. I never eat cabbage because I don't like it and it tastes disgusting to me. But another person has a different set of beliefs where cabbage does taste good and they like it, they think it's good for them and they think it's going to be healthy for them, etc. That's a silly little example, but small beliefs like that run into huge kind of different beliefs about our world. And I want to tell you a little story about a film I watched. This must be coming up for 10, 12 years now. And there's a film called, everybody's heard of it, called The Matrix. Now, The Matrix to me was a groundbreaking film in that the action scenes were fantastic, etc. But the underlying story of The Matrix fundamentally changed the way I viewed the world, because Neo's story in The Matrix was all about waking up in his own mind and to view a different world. He didn't realise before that he was living in a false world, and he subsequently woke up and he was in a real world, or what he thought was the real world. It might not have really been the real world, but that's what he thought at the time. He was woken up, he was made to see what was possible, and it was all done through the mind. And basically the mind has the ability to change our realities. And that's what The Matrix, that's the underlying story of The Matrix. Our mind has the ability to change our realities fundamentally. And that, The Matrix, for me, is one of my all-time greatest films. I just love it, and I've watched it, I think, over 50, 60 times now. I know that's quite sad, but it's just for the underlying story, not for the action or anything like that. It was just about one person waking up and changing his life through changing what he believed in and through changing how he viewed the world. So personal beliefs for me are what we're going to talk about and what I most talk about on the blog as well, and how do we change our personal beliefs. Because if we can change our personal beliefs, we can literally change the world around us.